Hi,
Hi,
Jonathan.
how are you?
Hi, Jonathan. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Doing good, it's good to meet you.
Good. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come in. I know you're probably busy with school and family and all that. So yeah, I'm so glad you're here. So tell me what brings you in today.
Um, Honestly, it's been rough. I've been dealing with a lot of like bullying and stuff like that, just like in school and even out of school,
Mm-hmm.
just like from other people. It hurts, really. I mean, it just, I try to be nice to everyone I meet, and it sucks because no matter how hard I try, I feel like I just don't feel that like reciprocated to me at all. It just sucks. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that must be really difficult for you. And I know sometimes when we have different relationships at school and everything, sometimes, we get along with some people and other times it's just different. And so, thank you for having, the courage to come in and just talk about it and be open. I really think that's really awesome of you to do that, especially at such a young age. And so I want to let you know also, that anything that you share with me is strictly confidential. I know that you signed the paperwork, and also if there's anything at all, like if I find that like you're in danger or anybody around you is in danger, I'm also a mandated reporter, so I'm gonna have to,
Of course,
report
that's fine.
that. So I hope
Yeah,
you're okay with that.
of course,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So your privacy is safe here. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So as we move forward, I just want to ask to see. Can you tell me a little bit about when this all started happening? When did you notice like this start to take place first in your life?
Um, I mean, 2 years ago, we moved and I went to a completely new community, completely new school, and I just kind of didn't feel like myself there. I was a bit just torn because the way that we left our old city was just really tragic. Certain things happened, and just my emotions were so just it was not good at all. So I had to just put on a new front in front of people and just go and try to be someone I wasn't in school. And through that, I tried to, I don't know, I feel like I mimicked a lot of different personalities, tried to please certain people. I just wasn't myself, and just things happened. And I said certain things, and I just tried to get people to like me, even though no one liked me. And it just sucks. I mean, there's people that point at me all the time. I hear comments, just things on social media, like I'm just like clown in the school almost. It hurts. I mean, I wish I could just be friends with someone. Even the teachers sometimes are a little bit just standoffish with me. It sucks. But I don't know. Yeah, it's
So
sad.
okay, so you said this started 2 years ago when you guys moved. Where did you guys? If you're okay with me asking, where did you guys move from?
Of course. Yeah, we lived in St. Louis, Missouri, and we were there for about actually all my life. Um, I was 14 and a half when we moved
Okay.
from there, and been here for 2 years. So I'm 16 and a half now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so, were you dealing with this in St. Louis as well, or is this
No,
something
it was
new?
completely the opposite. It was everything that I just said just flipped upside down. Like everything was awesome. I had such a good social life. I was around a lot of people, had a lot of friends, a lot of family was in St. Louis too. But
Okay.
because of job opportunity, we had to move here for my parents. But it was yeah, just so much more different compared to here. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. I know sometimes it's hard when, parents take on new jobs or positions, and the family kind of goes together, and it's not easy to transition sometimes. It's hard, and um, but yeah, it's just part of the ebb and flow, I guess, of life. And I'm sorry that it's been difficult for you. I think you mentioned. Tell me a little bit about the social media and the bullying that you're saying that, and you mentioned that some of your teachers, you feel like they don't take well to you, or do you? And then can you tell me a little bit about why you think that's happening?
Okay, yeah, so I'll go in order. The social media, there's things like just photos that have been taken of me, and then people just like doing things behind my back, like pointing at me and saying things, and then putting like saying I looked like this on this day because this happened, and then it's something like a bad reason something happened, and it's my face under it. sucks.
Mm.
And then one of the teachers actually caught on to that too and started using that joke with her group of kids in one of the periods, and it sucks. I mean, I don't know why the teachers would think that of me. You know, they're adults. I figured they have a little bit more like emotional intelligence and try to see why I feel how I feel and why I'm being treated the way I'm treated. I feel like personally I don't deserve to be treated like this. I feel like I'm a good soul, but unfortunately people around me just don't see that. And I mean, I don't know. All I can do is just try to. I don't even know. I'm kind of stuck. Just kind of lost.
Okay. Have you mentioned any of this? What do your parents say about this? Have you mentioned it to them? Have they brought it up to the school or the teachers?
They have, and it's just my parents since they moved to move from St. Louis for job opportunity. It takes up a lot of their day, so they don't have much time for a lot of things. Like sometimes they're not home until 8 or 9. Sometimes they'll be gone on trips and stuff like that. So I'll really only have one parent, and I'll just be by myself, like in the house most of the time. So I can't really talk to them about a lot of things that I want to talk to them about. They don't really know what's going on emotionally. It sucks, but I've tried to take the time to talk to my grandma about it. She's given me some advice. She's been like, she's just tried to encourage me and support me and put me around a few other groups of people. I mean, it's been all right, but it's just, I don't know. It's not what I'm used to. I'm used to, I guess, more compassion in my life. But, well,
Okay, so both of your parents work?
yeah, both of them do.
Okay, you said there was one parent in the house? Do they work full-time or part-time?
They both work full-time.
So when you're at school, do you do like after-school programs and come home? Do they pick you up and then?
I was thinking about it, but honestly, this has me so mentally beat up and so emotionally just like down like a rabbit hole where I feel like I just can't grow out of my shell and like come out. I just prefer to stay home most of the time, just to myself, because I don't feel like people are gonna treat me the way I want to be treated. Not gonna give me love, you know. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry you feel that way. You know, it's gotta be tough, especially when both your parents are working full time. Excuse me.
You're fine.
And but I'm glad that it sounds like you have a good relationship with your grandma, and you're able to talk to her. But would you say that? Can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with your parents?
It was everything. Honestly, it was a lot better in St. Louis when I was with my parents too, because they worked not as much. Obviously, in St. Louis, prices for everything aren't as high. It's still, what's it called? They didn't work as much, but they didn't have to work as much as they do now to be able just to afford the place that we live in and afford expenses, bills, and car insurance and all that. Just all completely flip-flopped. I had a really great relationship with them, but I feel like ever since we moved, those 2 years, it's just kind of went on a downward slope and kind of has me sad too, just for a multitude of reasons, but it sucks.
Yeah. Does your grandma live with you?
No, she's actually just down the street. She's about 4 minutes away, so I see her pretty much every day. The weekends, sometimes I'm bored, I'll go hang out with her.
Oh, okay.
We'll go do things like we like to go eat at this little cafe, Cafe Del Rio down the street. We like to go on walks. We like to go take our dogs to the dog park. I have a dog, and she has a dog too. They like to play. But yeah, we'll do a lot of things together. She's like my best friend. So yeah.
Well, that's nice. That's really nice, and you get along with your grandma really well. You guys have a really close relationship. That's really important, I think. So aside from your grandma, is there anybody else that you talk to every now and then, like cousins or uncles or?
Yeah, ever since I tried to talk to my cousins and some of my family, but it's just once again, ever since we moved, it's just kind of been distant.
Okay.
I mean, I like hanging out with my dog, even though he can't talk back to me. But he's someone to have around, someone to, I guess, have fun with.
You have a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about your dog.
His name is Harry. He's
Yeah.
Bull Terrier and Dutch Shepherd mix. And he has a little bit of Pit Bull too, so it's a lot of different things. Pit Bull and Bull Terrier, I don't know, kind of different, but kind of the same thing. But he's 8 years old. I've had him all my life.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really fun dog, really good to hang around.
Mm-hmm.
And I love having him in my life. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great to see. Dog is man's best friend, so yeah, that's great. Well, would you be able to share a little bit with me about so at home when how often are you home alone without your parents there?
I would say about home alone from when I get back from school. They come back around. Sometimes my mom. It depends on her shifts, but she'll come back either at just regular time 5, but most of the time she'll come back at 7, 8ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't be able to really do much with her since I'm just consumed doing my schoolwork, and I just kind of have dinner with her sometimes. Whether she's tired or not, she'll be napping, or she'll have to go to the grocery. She'll go, just I don't know, places sometimes to get things done, run errands. My dad though, he works a long time from I think he leaves at 6, and sometimes he won't come back until 8 or 9. So it's pretty lengthy.
Well, it seems that you're being pretty understanding, of their schedule, and you understand and you have food. You have food at home. You have everything that you need. Yeah. Okay. About how many times a week would you say that maybe you're missing something at home that you don't have in terms of just food in general?
Well, I wouldn't say really ever. My mom does a good job. My dad brings me things from work. When he'll text me and he'll call me and be like, "You want something from Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or Chipotle?" I'll be like, "Yeah, sure." So he'll bring me something. He'll bring me smoothies or treats and stuff like that. And then my mom, she goes to the grocery store. She's a fanatic. She goes to the grocery store once every week. So, and she'll bring home at least $200 worth of stuff. It's a little bit too much on groceries, but I do tend to eat a lot. So
you do.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad. Tell me a little bit about how you're doing in school in terms of your classes, grades.
I would say I'm doing pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in honors for 3 classes, so it's quite a bit of homework. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. Wow, that's great. Sounds like you, despite some of the things that you're going through, you're pretty resilient. You're kind of managing and getting good grades, and you're pretty optimistic. You're positive, and you're looking to where you appreciate having your dog. You appreciate having your grandmother, and you value that relationship. So I think that's really really amazing. A really great thing that you're able to have that relationship with her, and instead of saying, "Oh, I don't want to, hang out with my grandma or whatever," you're just kind of "Oh, my grandma's my best friend, and my dog is and we do things together, and that's really a great outlet for you. And I think family is important. Sorry that you live so far away from everyone else now, and so as far as school and the main issue that you came for, which is, would you say that it's tell me a little bit more about, just in general, how I can help you. I know that you're dealing with, relationship incompatibility at school. And I know that you said your parents have gone and spoken to the teacher and the principal. Is there anything that's being done? Do you feel like there's anything that needs to, maybe that would help you, that could be done at school? And then also, when you answer that, I'll ask you a couple more questions.
Honestly, I would say I don't feel like the principal or the teacher should take anything in consideration. That's their job too, but it's just they're kind of just defying what my parents were saying. They're not really listening. I mean, my parents are only able to say so much, and they're the recipients of that information can only do so much with it. I mean, if they choose to, they can have a pretty big impact. Obviously, their teachers and principals, but I feel like they just don't care enough to, because I mean, results have been the same for the past since September when I started school.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been the same. I haven't seen any decline in the amount of bullying that's exerted towards me. It's only just gone up and only spikes.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to end school so bad. It's just I don't know.
So you're getting to the point to where you don't even want to attend school.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I've just talked to my parents multiple times about being homeschooled. Just because honestly, I truly like treasure my academic skills. I feel like I could go far with them, but I just feel like honestly, as much as the bullying sucks, I don't take it to heart because I know a lot of those kids are broken inside too, and they have things going on, and they need to sit down like this too. But I don't know. I like to just prioritize my academics. That's why sometimes I won't be able to eat with my mom because I'll be upstairs studying. Late nights, just staying up, and it is what it is. But I just gotta get it done somehow. So.
Well, so in terms of you said there's a group of kids. Are these all kids in your same grade? Are these different grades? Is it just a group of kids that are kind of partaking in this behavior toward you?
Unfortunately, it's quite a big amount of kids. I would say it varies. They're freshmen. They're not like. I mean, for 2 years, I'm a junior now, but ever since I was a freshman, I started going there. I was like immediately the target, and the freshmen that come in every year don't kind of know, but halfway through their year, they'll get acclimated to start bullying. So I would say anywhere from, honestly, 10th grade to 12th grade, it's just like a trend to hate on me for some reason. I don't know. It's unfortunate.
Would you happen to have any so when this happens, how do you handle it? Like, what do you do in the moment?
I don't really say anything to anyone there. I'll just walk and just try to ignore it. Just throw my hoodie on and just, I don't know. Sometimes I just try to imagine that I'm invisible, so I can't just be within the bullying. I don't know. That's a really good question because I haven't thought about it too much. But I would just say try to just go ghost, I guess. Like, just act like I don't know, just not someone there floating around the school.
Okay. Yeah. So the bullying, is it like them just saying things? Is it social media posts? I know you said that. Are they throwing things at you? Are they, is there like physical contact?
It's not really physical contact because when that happens, it happened once actually, in freshman year, and I remember the principal. That was the only thing that they stood up on me for. Principal Kyle. He said that physical contact was like forbidden, and he doesn't play with that. That doesn't really happen in our school. No fights really happen. It's just all like verbally and just mentally, and of course on the media. There's things that are just posted of me, and unfortunately I'm a little bit overweight, and just going back to the eating, so my mom gets so many groceries. I mean, I enjoy food. Those are the things I enjoy: food, academics, my dog, and stuff like that. But people bully me for that. They post like images of me like side by side with like, say like a truck almost, and say like we weigh the same. Like, really? That's just messed up. Kind of just have a heart. But people say that. People go as far as to say like cruel things, like I'm ugly and stuff like that, and like fat people deserve to die and stuff like that. Like it's really extreme what they say. I don't take it to heart though. Once again, because once again I know they're broken, but it hurts a lot. So,
Wow, you're really going through a lot. You're going through a lot, and I can't but see what a good person you are and what a good heart you have, and again your resiliency, and I really, you don't deserve to be going through this. You don't deserve to be treated that way, and I'm going to let's figure out a plan moving forward, because I really want to know what is your goal in coming to see me, and are you able to come every week? Is this going to be a bi-weekly thing? And what is your goal? Like, what do you want to see come out of like these sessions?
Well, actually, the reason why I chose to like go with you and talk with you is because your faith intrigued me. I'm not. I mean, I'm not really a faith based person. I try to be, but like I'd say I'm very very lukewarm about it. There's things that I still say, think, listen to, do, just like I don't know, that wouldn't make me a true Christian. So I feel like just learning with you like about God, it may give me the courage and may give me just the wisdom to say things to students and inspire them just to change and to have a different outlook on bullying. And I don't want to be the reason I don't really take it to heart is because I don't want to say something and have people not like me even though they don't already like me. I feel like once people know who I truly am and I'm able to have the boldness through the word of the Lord, then I can inspire change through others. So that's the main goal I want to accomplish with you. I want to be able just to grow my faith, have you help me with certain things, get my relationship with God closer, and maybe just read the Bible a couple of times and learn some more.
Have you considered attending like a Bible study or like is there like a Bible club at your school?
No, they had a Bible club, but ever since all this stuff happened, and it's just my old school they did. What's it called in St. Louis? I went to Lincoln High School. It was they didn't label it a Christian school, but it was. Oh, it's always been like a Christian area, so yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I can definitely help you find avenues to connect, maybe grow in your faith. And I think also, it sounds like you are. Would you say that sometimes you're sad, like, maybe once, twice during the week, or maybe upset or frustrated? Any of those feelings?
I wouldn't say I'm sad. I would say I'm disappointed. I would say I'm disappointed, feel let down, and I wouldn't say angry. I would say furious.
Okay.
It's a little bit deeper of anger. I mean, I try not to hate people, but sometimes you just can't. When people say vulgar things, and then like what I said, fat people must die. Like really,
Yeah.
why would people say that about me? It hurts. So yeah.
I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Yeah, it's not right. It's not ever right to say that. Okay. Well, thank you. I can see how that can make you feel that way. But I do want to encourage you. Just the simple fact that you're here taking the step is it shows and it says a lot about your character. Are you feeling okay? Do you ever feel like because you said you're furious and sometimes you feel invisible. Do you feel like you're a threat to yourself or to others?
I wouldn't harm myself at all. There's nothing that I would do to inflict pain or just have I don't really have one. Like I'm not a person with suicidal thoughts. I have goals for the future. And I want to make sure I can do everything in my power to pursue those goals and attain those goals. But I would say I'm a threat to others. I mean, I've always been relatively kind, I believe. So I wouldn't do anything to hurt anyone as much as I want to, because people say those things to me. There's just something in me that just says it's not worth it. It's not worth the trouble. Just shake it off and leave it.
That's right. Exactly. It's I like that perspective. I want to ask you because it is a lot you're going through, and bullying is not fun, especially at the degree and the level that you are experiencing it. Would you be willing to, and again, I mean, first, well, do you want to do weekly sessions or bi-weekly sessions or like monthly?
Honestly, well, school's coming to an end, so I actually have less work surprisingly. So I feel like weekly sessions would be better,
Okay. So
and
this
summer's
time
coming
works?
up, so
Sorry.
yeah, this time's fine. No, it's fine.
Okay. So this time next week, I guess, would be good if it works for you. And one of the things that we could start working on is just maybe, just some type of maybe relaxation practices, and then also we can focus on maybe let's see, just reducing maybe your your anger, like learning ways to cope and learn to deal with it. I can also give you some resources and also try to plug you into maybe if you're open to it, like maybe some like youth groups in your area, like where you can really dive into your faith more.
That'd be good. Yeah, I'm open to that.
Yeah, and then we can just keep we can keep moving forward as things arise, and just take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and but I think for now, thank you so much for coming to see me, and I'm gonna give you some information, like a crisis line, all that stuff, just in case. I'm not saying anything, but just in case, it's better to have it than not. That way, if you need anything or you need to talk to anybody, and your grandma's not available or someone else is not available, then you always have that option. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jonathan. Well, thank you so much for coming
so
in
much,
today,
Mary.
and I'll see you again
It's a pleasure to meet you.
next month.
You have a good night.
Next week. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
See you.